Today we're going to talk about how to thicken liquids. And I'm using a red liquid because it's going to show up really well. One product that we use for thickening is called Thicken. It's cornstarch based and comes in a number of different forms. We use original Thicken as the hospital type industrial thickener is different. This packet is designed for use in a 4-ounce container. This is one that you might find at the local pharmacy. And this very large container we purchased at the Costco pharmacy. And this large volume only costs $16, so it's the best value that we have found. Another thickening product we use for our children over 1 year of age is called Simply Thick. One of the most important things to do is to accurately measure the volume of what you're going to thicken and use real measuring devices. You sometimes will use a syringe. You might use measuring spoons like this, or some measuring spoons that you've gotten from the dollar store like this. But you definitely don't want to use everyday dishware because these are not accurate and you won't get consistent thickening. When you thicken, you need to use a product that has been specified by your therapist for the purpose. When you measure out the powder to put in the liquid, level and pour, following that recipe. If you use a measuring spoon from home, follow the same procedure. Scoop, scrape, and pour. After you have added the thickener, mix well and let it sit for 5 minutes. Thicken continues to thicken for 3 to 5 minutes, so you need to wait so that it's appropriately thick. Thicken will continue to thicken if you don't use it within a half an hour or so and can become too thick. If that's the case, you could add more liquid, but then you're not sure if you have adequate thickening for your needs. It's best to mix it 5 minutes before you need it. This is a gel-based product that is tasteless and odorless, and it's very shelf stable. It's not recommended for children under 1 year of age. One of the advantages to Simply Thick is that once you've mixed it and given it a good shake, it will remain the same consistency for a long, long time. Now let's compare these two thickened products. An occupational therapist in Colorado developed the simple to use flow test. You can check how thick your liquid has become by letting it pour through a 60 ml syringe, either a cath tip syringe or a feeding type like this one. The thicker the liquid, the larger the spout. So for a more than nectar thick liquid, you definitely want to use the cath tip syringe. It's pretty simple to do a flow test. Set your smartphone to the stopwatch function. Get another container to pour the liquid into. Pour 60 ml into your syringe. And time how long it takes to go from 60 down to 10 ml, not to 0. Here we go. Ready, set, go. We're going to turn off the stopwatch when it hits the 10 ml mark. That took us 5.15 seconds. So I thinned this down a little, but now I'm not sure if it really is still a nectar thick consistency. And because I don't want my child to aspirate, I need to check it with a flow test. Now here's my stopwatch set to 0. Here's my glass. And here's my syringe set to 60 ml. 1, 2, 3, Go. Stop. So this took basically 11 seconds to get down to the 10 ml mark. That means it is slightly thicker than the other liquid that I thickened with Simply Thick. This means I can thin it down a little more to get to that nectar thick consistency. Time to repeat the flow test, see if we have it right. 60 ml, stopwatch ready, 1, 2, 3. And stop. Not bad. We're at 6 seconds. That means it was a hair bit slower than the other liquid with Simply Thick. If it takes a little bit longer, that means it's a little bit thicker, and that's way better than it taking less time. The longer it takes, the thicker it is, and when in doubt, go thicker.